A productive morning starts the evening before. This idea is something that I have been thinking about a lot. The way you spend your evening has a big effect on your sleep, and the way you have slept greatly affects the next day. To get my day started in the right way, I start by preparing myself the evening before, so I can be my optimal self in the next morning. Going to bed too late, getting a lot of screen time, and not taking care of yourself is just deliberately sabotaging your night of sleep, and because of this, you're also sabotaging yourself from having a good and productive day the next day. Just think about it. Are you the best version of yourself when you go to bed too late? Do you get a good night of sleep when you're stressed out? You have to take care of yourself, your body, and your mind in the evening. And by doing this, you're setting up the optimal conditions to be your best self the next day. I want to show you how I set up my evening so I can wake up the next day and feel relaxed, well rested, and ready to tackle my day. It helps me to stay motivated and to be more disciplined. My evening routine starts around 5 p.m., which is pretty much when my work or law school stuff is finished. I grab a glass of water to hydrate, and then I go to the kitchen to start cooking a nice dinner. Thankfully, I don't have to figure out what to eat anymore because I use a meal planner from my shop, and I fill this planner out once a week and write down what dinners I should eat in the upcoming week. It helps me to cook more balanced because I make rice one day and then pasta on the next day and then potatoes on the day after that, etc. When I'm making my dinner, I have 2 rules. First, there should always be veggies present. It doesn't matter what I cook, I always serve it with vegetables. And my second rule is that I try to stick to healthier foods. So of course, I also eat unhealthy dinners from time to time, but I try to limit that to a maximum of 1 time per week. My dinners are mostly simple. There is just no way I'm spending hours in the kitchen for just some food that will be eaten in less than 15 minutes. So after about 30 minutes, my dinner is ready to be served. I usually have dinner between 5:30 p.m. and 6 p.m. and I understand that this is quite early in some countries. Here in the Netherlands, it's a quite normal time for dinner, but I'd love to hear at what time other people eat in their countries. I'd love to tell you that I sit at a dinner table with my boyfriend and that we eat together, but lately we've been eating on the couch while watching Netflix. What can I say? I just like being entertained while eating my food, and when I finish my food, I finish the episode I am watching at that moment. I am currently watching The Office, and it's so fun to watch. It's also a time in my day where I can just relax and don't do anything special. When I'm done with the episode, I tidy up my living room a little bit. I noticed that tidying up my space daily helps to keep everything clean and organized. It also helps me to stay motivated because I cannot, for the life of me, focus in a space that is very messy. As you guys know, I tidy for a couple of minutes in my mornings, and I tend to do this in my evenings as well. So after a minute or 5, my whole living room looks a lot better and I feel like I'm living in a tidy apartment where I can get my work done. I also like to listen to audiobooks or podcasts while I'm cleaning and cooking, so it's fun to do as well. After tidying up my space, I get back behind my desk to get some work done. Sometimes I'll go to the library to get the stuff done, but tonight I decided to stay at home and catch up on some stuff. I'd like to tell you something about today's sponsor, Chatterbug Streams. It's a new app for language learning. Chatterbug Streams is a new way of learning a language with videos. It's a subscription-based app that gives you unlimited access to live streams and an on-demand library. The videos are hosted by native speakers, and not only is this an effective way to learn a language, it's also a lot of fun. You learn a language by listening to and interacting with people, and you test your knowledge with quizzes. With Chatterbug Streams, you can learn English, Spanish, French, and German. The prices are affordable as well, and they offer different subscriptions depending on how long you'd like to learn a new language. And you can also cancel your subscription at any time. You can try it out for free for 7 days, and you can download the app in the App Store. I will leave a link for you in my description box so you can check it out. Something I also do is check my planner for the next day. It is important for me to know what my next day is going to look like so I can plan something in advance in my head, and I also know what time I should get up to get everything done in time. So by knowing that, I'll also know what time I should go to bed to get my full 9 hours of sleep. When I'm done with my work or my studies that evening, I leave my desk and grab my mat to do some stretching. During the day, I often sit for long hours, and I notice that when there are stressful times, my neck really starts to hurt. And this is why I'm doing some light yoga in the evening to let my body relax after a long day. And even with a 10-minute stretching session, I already feel a lot better. My whole body just feels a lot lighter, less intense, and more relaxed. One of my nighttime rituals is to have a cup of tea with my boyfriend. It really relaxes my body and my mind, and it also warms me up, which is quite a plus during the colder months. After my evening tea, I feel ready for a good night of sleep, and what I like about this is that it's really a habit that makes you live in the moment. And I know that sounds fake, but just the whole ritual of making the tea, waiting until the tea has the right color and flavor, and then slowly sipping the tea while chatting with my boyfriend is just something that makes the time stand still so you can really enjoy your cup of tea. The last thing I do before I get ready for bed is read a non-school book. I try to read at least 10 pages a day, but honestly, it depends on the day how much I read. Sometimes I read a lot more, and sometimes I don't even have the time to read. Lately, I opt for books that will help me to improve my life. I'm currently reading Deep Work, and while I'm reading it, I try to learn something and see how I can implement the advices from the book in my own life. So far, it's been a good read. As you can see, I'm reading on my iPad, but I actually prefer reading paper books. But what I like about reading on my iPad is that I can highlight important parts, I can see my progress, and it saves a lot of space in my apartment for the books that I really love. When I get tired of reading, I know it is time for me to get ready for bed. I try to go to bed early so I can wake up earlier the next morning, but of course sometimes life happens and then I'll go to bed late. I remove my makeup and do my whole skincare routine, which is essentially just making sure that my skin is clean and then hydrating it with a moisturizer. Over the years, I've learned that for me, the key to a clean skin is by keeping my skincare routine simple. I stick to products with clean ingredients as much as I can, and I only use a couple of items. And then after my skincare routine, I brush my teeth and do my whole dental care routine because I want my teeth to feel nice and clean. And then I'll go to bed. I'll set an alarm for the next day, and I try to get 9 hours of sleep, but sometimes it's more like 8. And then after that, it's just lights out and good night. A productive morning starts the evening before, and because of this, I make sure I spend my evenings relaxing and making sure I'm ready for the next day. Of course, not every evening looks like this, but I try to find a balance between relaxing activities like watching TV shows and healthy activities like going for an evening walk. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up in case you liked it and subscribe to my channel for more videos. That's it for today. Bye!